Hey everybody, welcome to my kitchen. I'm Sarah Ann Vale. I am so grateful you're here because today we're making pie.
It's pie day. I'm in love.
We're gonna do a ginger peach galette. We're gonna do little bitty mini pies that you don't even need a pie tin to make. For my crust, I have two different flours here. 1 cup of a gluten-free AP flour and 1 cup of an almond flour. You can do whatever combination of flour you want. I like the little bit of almond for the nuttiness, and I like the AP because it gives us a lighter, fresher crust. Since we're doing peach, which is a summer fruit, we wanna match our crust flavors to our filling flavors. I'm gonna add 1 cup of butter to my 2 cups of flour. 8 ounces here. You can also use coconut oil or any other healthy fat that's solid at room temperature. I'm gonna give my crust a head start, cube this up. This is nice and cold so that our crust is gonna be nice and flaky. When those hunks of fat melt into our crust when they're baking in the oven, that's where we get those flakes from. I have a salted butter. If your butter was unsalted, you'll wanna add like a half teaspoon salt. We're gonna cut everybody in. It's like a dance. Can I cut in? Yes, you may. Peachy keen. The beautiful thing about pie crust is if you have those imperfections, that's what's gonna make it extra delicious. The more variety of textures you have in any recipe, the more fun it is to eat. I've got everything almost all the way incorporated. Since we're doing galettes, we're not gonna have an actual pie plate. We're gonna bake these freeform. I'm gonna add an egg just to give it a little more strength. You could also use chia, cut our egg right in as well, and that's it. You can see the different colors of flour, as well as little hunks of butter still in there. Those are gonna grow up and be flakes in the oven. One step you do not want to skip. Any great home cook or pastry chef will let you know, you need to let your pastry rest. As we're preparing our filling, we're gonna let our pastry rest in the fridge. For our filling, we're gonna do peaches. Peaches are in season right now. If ever you can cook in season, it's not only a greener way to cook, it's less expensive. Right now it's peach season, so we gotta make peach pie, ginger peach pie. Ginger is so good for you and it goes great with peaches. Why wouldn't we add something nutritious and delicious to something that's already yummy, and we're definitely gonna eat it anyway.
Just so you know, the gingerol in our powerful little rhizome is an anti-inflammatory, antibacterial, antioxidant. Antioxidants!
Now we're gonna prepare our peach filling. I have a half a cup of unbleached cane sugar in here. You could use stevia or monk fruit as well. And a half a teaspoon of sea salt. You don't need that much sugar, especially if you're making something really, really sweet. I only have a half cup of sugar in here because our peaches are already naturally sweet. One mistake a lot of bakers make is they over sugar because they under salt. You don't need to add tons of sugar to something if you have the salt to already emphasize the natural sweetness of your healthy ingredients. We're gonna make ginger peach pie. Ginger and peaches are so scrumptious together, and ginger's so good for you. Why wouldn't we add more health and deliciousness to our dessert? The best way to peel ginger is actually with the back of a spoon. Just give it a good scrape. I'm gonna get a nice fine mince of my ginger. You could also grate it if you want. If you can't get a hold of fresh ginger, you can also use candied ginger. I've got about 2 tablespoons of minced ginger. You could do as much or as little as you like. I'm gonna add my minced ginger right to my sugar. The sugar is gonna encourage all that juice from inside of the ginger to come out, and the ginger in return is gonna perfume our sugar that we're gonna season our peaches with. Give her a little stir, let those relax, get to know each other a little bit. Now we're gonna prepare our peaches. Look at these. We're gonna use about 4 cups of peaches. I'm gonna slice mine into about 1/2-inch slices. You could also do a rough chop or whatever pretty shape that you wanna do your little fillets with. If your peaches are ripe, the skin should come off really easily. It takes a little bit of time, but it's worth it. And you have to be gentle with your peaches. You have to be patient and kind and love them. Now that all our peaches are peeled, we're gonna slice them up. I have about 6 peaches to get us to 4 cups. I'm gonna add 1 tablespoon of cornstarch just to thicken our filling up a little bit. You can already see the ginger's releasing some of its juice into the sugar, and it smells like summertime. We're gonna add our 4 cups of peaches. I have 6 peaches sliced in here directly to our sugar, ginger, and a little bit of cornstarch. Toss her up. These are gonna just start to macerate a little bit before we get them into the oven. Let those peaches soften just a touch before we fill our pies. See those little bits of ginger? They're gonna cook down. We're gonna let these macerate as we prepare our crust to be filled.
Give yourself a punch to the gut. Ginger is a gut health superroot, which naturally treats nausea and chronic indigestion.
I'm gonna make 6 little galettes. I'm gonna use about a baseball size worth of pastry for each one. And this is a press-in pastry. So you literally just gotta press it out to whatever shape you like. If you wanted, you could put this inside of a cupcake tin or a full pie pan to do whatever shape or size pie, tart, galette that you like. The fun part about this is that it's convertible. You get to convert your diet to be what's best for you. And what's best for me is pie. If you like, you can fold the edges over like a traditional galette. I'm an old-fashioned lady, so I'm gonna crimp my crusts. Now that our pastry's all formed, I'm gonna pop them in the fridge for just 15 minutes so that they can rest and be nice and firm so we can fill our pies. Our pie crusts are all rested. They're a little bit chilly, so we're gonna fill them with our peaches. I'm a fan of the fan. You can do like a little windmill pattern of your peaches, or even just a pile is just fine. A pile of peaches. Now that all of our pies are filled, we're gonna take that last little bit of syrup that's at the bottom of the bowl and top the rest of our pies so that they can get nice and juicy and jammy in the oven. You can see all those little hunks of ginger. Now that all of our pies are filled, we're gonna bake them in a 400-degree oven for at least 20 minutes. Depending on the size of your galettes, you'll want to bake them until your fruit is just tender and your crust is just golden. Last night, I baked a whole nother batch. They're all set, cooled, rested, and now we get to eat them. That little peachy smile. I'm so excited for you to try these. The ginger emphasizes the peach. The natural sweetness of the peach sings. Thank you guys so much for making pie with me. Thank you for cooking diet-free with me. Send me your questions, subscribe, and I'll see you in a week with another diet-free recipe.